So, we haven't done garbage eggs in 2 years.
It's been a hot second.
And I don't remember too much of what garbage eggs was, other than we took one subject and talked about it.
Yes.
So we started with Into the Dark, which is Blumhouse horror films on Hulu.
Yep, yeah.
And
We talked about Full Metal Alchemist, I believe.
Yep, we did Full Metal Alchemist. So yeah, we did Full Metal Alchemist.
Yep.
Did we finish the whole thing? I know we finished watching it.
We did not. We definitely didn't do garbage eggs for all of Full Metal Alchemist.
I remember you telling me the difference between the original and Brotherhood.
Yeah. No, yeah, garbage eggs, it was, they're our oldest stuff, and they're not, I wouldn't recommend watching them.
Well, I kept them there for myself.
I think it's always good to, keep a little, remind yourself where you came from.
Yeah. And so, because of what we're going to talk about, the title of this episode should tell you, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
The new Star Wars show on Disney+.
Woo!
It seemed more fitting to have a whole podcast dedicated to it than shoving it into, say, Coffee Break.
Yeah.
Where Coffee Break is all over the place.
And coffee break is already so long, usually.
They're getting longer.
And this way we can just kind of shoot the shit and talk about the show, and we can do it every week as new episodes come out.
Yes, and also, not as much research is done.
Yeah.
See, Coffee Break, I actually write a script. Here, I don't have a script. I just have the actors' names.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan waited for it for a long time.
Yes. I honestly, there was a point where I didn't think it even ever happened. Because it was talks in production and then just nothing.
Well, they did the same thing with Boba Fett. And eventually Boba Fett turned into Mandalorian. And then the success of Mandalorian turned into the Book of Boba Fett. Makes sense. We have a ton of Star Wars shows lined up.
Yes. Star Wars is booming thanks to Mandalorian. It's almost entirely Mandalorian to thank.
Which is a great show, but we're not talking about Mando. I'm sure he'll come up every now and then.
Probably.
I've now seen Obi-Wan the first 2 episodes twice.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it is a different reaction than the second time I watched it.
Okay, you want to talk about that? Go into more detail?
Okay, so the first time I watch it, my eyes are covered with nostalgia.
Yes. And it's so easy to be like, oh my god, I recognize this.
Yep. If you're a fan of the prequel trilogy, even if you're not, you'll recognize some actors have come back.
Mm-hmm, which is really cool.
You know exactly what the time period is. It's 10 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, I guess we should say this now. We're going to go into full spoilers here. We're not going to try to dance around topics. We're going to talk about the episodes as if you have already seen them. Or if you don't care about spoilers.
Then why are you listening? Hey!
Hey!
If you like this content, please subscribe.
You can leave a comment.
Like it.
We're also on Anchor.
We're on Anchor. Both of our podcasts are on Anchor. So if you're on the go and you want to listen instead of having to watch YouTube, you can find us there.
It also works on Spotify as well.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks.
I don't know. That was weird. And this whole plot so far, just in these first 2 episodes, is we have to go save Princess Leia, who's 10 years old.
Yes.
We have the Inquisitors hunting Obi-Wan and other Jedi. Their whole point is to hunt Jedi. I did do a little research on the Inquisitors because I never watched Rebels.
Nah.
And I knew this is where they were really introduced.
Yeah, they were in, or at least they were mentioned in what's the video game? The one that came out a few years ago?
Fallen Order?
Yeah.
They're in there too.
Yeah, they talk about them a lot, and that's where I was like, what are these? Who's Inquisitors?
And from what I gathered, there's one part where Palpatine made this team for Vader, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another part where Vader made this team to hunt out the Jedi.
Well.
It seems it's more Vader's group, and that's really where this show's going to go.
Which makes sense. They're all Force users, aren't they?
Yes, a lot of them are Jedis who have turned.
Mm-hmm.
Those who survived the Order 66.
Yep.
The Grand Inquisitor, don't know his name. I don't think he has a name.
He's just called the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, and what we do know about him is he was a guard of the Jedi Temple, and he abandoned post. Which I'm guessing is the night the Jedi Temple fell.
Probably.
And he probably let Darth Vader in.
Oops. Whoopsies. So,
the Inquisitors are hunting Jedis. One, the third sister, is Reva?
Reva or Reva? I don't know which one it is.
It's Reva.
Yeah.
Is obsessed with hunting down Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But we're not too sure why.
I could imagine it's just because Obi-Wan's a really, he's a good Jedi. He was a big name at the time.
Well, the Grand Inquisitor seemed a little scared to fight him himself.
I don't know about scared.
Scared might not be the word, but he was aware of how powerful he is.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we begin?
Well, you said you liked it the first time because of the nostalgia.
Yeah, so the nostalgia was gone the second time. There's just some goofy moments.
There's a couple of noticeable things.
There's shots missing, explanations not being explained. We're jumping pretty fast. I know we only have 6 episodes.
They set up this thing that I noticed with Obi-Wan, where he was hiding like a little piece of meat, and then the next time it's a bit of a bigger piece of meat, and then the next time it's like an even bigger piece of meat, and he's giving it to his Snuffleupagus camel.
Yeah. E-pow?
E-pow.
E-po?
And he says he's feeding it, and I thought we were setting up something where he was going to get caught by the foreman and get in trouble for stealing meat. But no, that never really ended up being a thing.
So we start with Obi-Wan being a butcher. They're cutting up some dead fish thing in the sand. I can only think of Dune.
Once you watch Dune, you're like, yeah, I see how George Lucas was greatly inspired by them.
Yeah, by that one. And yeah, he's cutting off pieces, and then the work shift's over, and he's coming out. They're all clocking out. Mm-hmm. And one guy clocks out and he goes, this is only half. And the foreman pushes him and then like sternly tells him, I'll take it all if you keep this up or something.
Yeah, general bully behavior.
Now I'm just looking at Kenobi when he comes up to him. And he is just staring at the guy.
Well, it ties into the thing that the Grand Inquisitor said.
They can't help themselves.
They can't help them. They always fight to do the right thing.
Well, that was actually the beginning. Is being introduced to the Inquisitors. Yeah. And they find one Jedi.
Yeah.
Who's inconsequential? Insequential?
Yeah. He's just there. He doesn't last.
Yeah, they get him. But I noticed Kenobi is just looking at the guy. He's not angry. He's not smiling. He's just looking at him, and the guy's like, what? And he just stops and goes on. We see that he lives by himself in a cave. Mm-hmm. He doesn't live far from Luke, Uncle Owen, and
Aunt May. Martha.
Baru.
Martha.
Aunt Baru.
I don't know.
That's her name. And we also see that he gets a toy. And he learns to speak to Jawas.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Then Jawas are... Well, we've already known that they're pretty greedy.
Mm-hmm. Jawas are fascinating, because sometimes they're, like, the big villain, and sometimes they're just your best buds. It really depends on which Star Wars thing we're watching.
Yeah, there's a little bit of comedy there where his moisturizer dies, and the Jawa... He has a name, but I already forgot it. I doubt we'll ever see that character again.
Yeah, Jawa #1, best character.
And he's like, yeah, I got a conductor unit right here. And Obi-Wan says something along the lines like, I would expect you to clean it before you try to sell it back to me.
Mm-hmm. It's cute. Cute little world building right there.
Yeah.
Ewan is crushing it, also.
He looks great. He actually looks like he's an older Obi-Wan. And I know time has definitely passed in reality. Mm-hmm.
But no, I just like his acting chops. He's crushing it. Endlessly entertaining. On top of it, while we're talking about great actors, the little girl playing Leia, phenomenal.
She actually does a really good job.
She's perfect. She is exactly like how Carrie Fisher played Leia, and it's really, really good and impressive. And I want this little girl to have a huge career because she can do it.
Vivian Blair.
Nice.
Vivian Lyre Blair. She's doing really good, but okay. I don't understand Leia too well. Because when we meet Leia in episode 4, 5, and 6, right?
Uh-huh.
She does go on adventures, but really she's all about the rebellion.
Yeah.
In the prequel trilogy, we meet her mom, who's similar.
Mm-hmm.
Padme.
Good old Padme.
And she seemed more the adventurous type than Leia actually really was.
Mm-hmm. Well,
This younger Leia, they're like, yeah, she's just an adventurer. That's all she wants to do.
Well, I think Leia always wanted to go out on an adventure. You know, like she would hop on her little bike or whatever and do whatever. She did things. I think it's because she had to hold up appearances, and that kind of took over. And maybe at the end of this little story, she'll understand. Maybe don't run off when you are important and you can do important things. You just need to focus a little bit. Also, I don't expect, you to be a complete carbon copy of who you are as an adult as a kid.
I just feel like there are many different people writing for the same character.
Maybe.
And you end up with weird variations of her.
She is also only 10.
Yeah, we can make that excuse. Now, how fast can Leia run?
Not as fast as a fully grown man, and it shows.
That chase scene was such...
Both of them.
Why?
The one in the woods is worse, definitely. Because you can see, they're, full tilt sprinting until suddenly they're near her. And then they're like, oh, golly gee, this tree branch got in my way.
One of them climbs over this thing of branches that Leia crawled under. And as she's crawling on top of it, she, falls and eats dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think it is that same bounty hunter. Leia runs under this branch that's really not that high.
It's not. And it's also, not even, a thick branch.
And she just literally, slams her elbow or shoulder into it. And that's supposed to say that she got stopped?
Listen, they did, okay. So, clearly, they kept Leia's, it's the same kid as Leia, doing all her own stunts and stuff. But she can only run so fast.
I don't know if she did that slide.
She might not have. But yeah, kids can't really run that fast. They had to do something.
And then when Obi-Wan's trying to chase her, because she doesn't trust Obi-Wan, there's a moment where he actually has stopped her, and then she just kind of wiggles around him, and then he just slowly turns, and then she takes off.
That one works better because it's crowded. So you can see her
yeah, but he could have easily just snatched her.
It's after the really cool part where he blasts a dude and then does a throat drop on him, and then Leia runs towards Obi to dip down this other alleyway, and he's like, Leia, don't, and she's literally he could just lean forward slightly and grab her shoulder, but instead he's just like, oh no, and Willy Wonka's like, no, please don't do it, and she just goes past him.
Yeah.
So a couple of questionable decisions there, but it's understandable how this happens.
How do you feel about the third sister, Reva?
I think she's cool. I think she's really cool. I think she's a fun villain. I think she could potentially switch sides at some point in time.
She could.
I think she's a lot of fun. Villains in Star Wars don't usually interest me, and she seems a lot of fun.
What villains don't interest you?
I don't know. Darth Vader? Palpatine's Snorville.
Okay. Yeah, the big ones don't interest me.
I like her. She's interesting.
I don't mind Reva. It's just... her stabbing the Grand Inquisitor and trying to lure out Obi-Wan, I feel like she's playing both sides of the field.
I did see someone say that she feels almost it almost feels like she's meant to be a reflection of Anakin and how Anakin acts, and so that's why she's such a force against Obi-Wan, because she reminds Obi-Wan of how he went wrong with Anakin. with like ambition and the violence and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because she does talk about Vader, which freaks him out.
Mm-hmm. It was cool learning the moment, seeing the moment where he finds out that Anakin is still alive. Which I remember, I always thought that he knew Anakin didn't die in that moment, and he just walked away because he was too much of a pussy to finish the job. But knowing that he did think Anakin had died there, it's like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, he had to leave him because he didn't want to watch him burn to death.
Yeah. I mean, I would have just stabbed him and get it out of his misery.
You think after cutting 2 of his legs and his arm at the same time, and then him catching on fire next to a volcano?
Yeah.
Would be enough to kill somebody.
Yeah. No, I can't take a life. It's the dark side. The torture is worse, I'd say.
So back to the first episode. We see Obi-Wan is defeated.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
It makes sense. You know, he's got to grow from somewhere during this journey. And he's abandoned a lot of what he once held on to because it all went to shit.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see him just kind of give up on what we loved as Obi-Wan.
I do like that we confirm that, yes, Obi-Wan just sits there and with binoculars and stares at Luke while he's growing up like, yes, quite.
I think, yes, there's a danger of having a Jedi that close to your home and that close to your family.
Mm-hmm.
But Uncle Owen should find some comfort knowing that you got Obi-Wan Kenobi not that far.
I understand his disapproval of Obi-Wan, though.
Yep.
Like, Order 66 was done by other Force users.
Oh, I just got something.
Huh.
So, Reva shows up and she's demanding for a Jedi. Everyone assumes that she's demanding the one running around. The one that they find at the beginning.
Yeah, the guy who showed up and the first dude. The one that we said was inconsequential. Daniel.
Nari. And she runs into Owen and she starts like threatening him.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Can you stop me from getting to your family?" And then turns on her blade, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if this is how this plays out. This is just a theory. Obi-Wan returns Leia. Leia goes into protection. She's hiding. You can't get to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reva's not going to give up. She's going to remember Owen and somehow figure it out and piece it all together. And probably before she dies, she'll figure out that Luke and Leia have a relationship.
Ooh, and
then someone will kill her, and that's what keeps it a secret until they're older.
Ooh, because wow, does Anakin know that So someone's got to tell him because he finds out. The famous line, "I am your father." He's got to figure it out sooner or later.
Yeah, he figured it out when he was fighting Luke.
Did he?
Yeah. It was through the Force he realized. It was them in Episode 4, both flying outside the Death Star. It was in the Force. They're actually able to sense each other.
I'm gonna be real. I don't remember Episode 4 like at all. Of all of them, Episode 4 is the one that's the foggiest in my memory. I remember there was the trash. There was the droids. I remember it took like 1,000,000 years for anything to start happening, which is why a part of the reason why I hate the hero's journey is because it takes forever to just leave your house. God.
Episode 4 to me is not that good.
No.
It kicks off this crazy franchise, which is hard to believe, because if you look at Episode 4, and I've talked about this before, is that it's really a shitty B-rate film.
In any other universe, it would have been some bargain bin, wackadoo little sci-fi thing.
But you got enough crazy stuff happening in there. Jedis, Siths, aliens, their vehicles.
The effects is what really sells it, I'd say.
Also, yep, George working on those effects with Industrial Light and Music. And
isn't Industrial Light and Magic?
Magic, my bad.
It's
they also make music.
It's their hover cars that they do.
Yeah, their speed.
Like it really looks like it's hovering.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing, like, we were just watching it, and it happened, and I was like, whoa, how'd they do that?
Yeah, and they got a little guy inside of R2-D2, and there's a guy inside of 3CPO, but the way they move, you won't even notice that it could be someone in there.
Yeah.
And it captures your imagination. Episode 4 doesn't tell much of the story.
It doesn't. You can definitely tell. It's one of those things where you can tell all of this was not thought of. They did not think of Inquisitors and Order 66 and things like that. Blah, 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 blah. It was just a much more simpler story that got expanded upon, and now they have to try to, like, tie it back into that original.
What I do know about Order 66 is George had an idea of it.
Yeah.
He had planned for it. It's something that Obi-Wan does talk about.
Yeah.
In Episode 4.
Really?
He talks about the Clone Wars briefly. That him and his father fought side by side. So he had this idea of a great Jedi purge, right? Mm-hmm. It's not until Dave Filoni comes in, and he's also the one who created the Inquisitors. That
makes it. Dave, he's done more than George has, honestly, at this point. Yeah. Dave Filoni gave us Ahsoka. George gave us Jar Jar. As I thought of something today, we were in the grocery store, and I just remembered the moment, like, we had started dating, and about 4 months into us dating, we were watching episode 1, and it's, like, Jar Jar shows up, and he starts doing this thing, and he goes, "Okie day." And in that moment, I had realized that for the 4 months I had known you and been dating you, you had been quoting Jar Jar the entire time.
I'll also say what that one street vendor says when he tries to eat his frog thing. You want a Wonka?
You want a Wonka? Episode 1 is the prequel, they're my favorites. The first 3, they're good. They're great. 4, 5, and 6, yawn. 7, 8, 9,
I do like 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8 are enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about 9. The first episode of Obi-Wan was really good.
You know who I really liked? Flea. Flea was fun. It was fun seeing Flea in it.
If you guys don't know who Flea is the basis for the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
He also does a lot of voice acting. I think his most notable, at least the one he did the most, was Donnie from the Wild Thornberrys. The, like, crazy little brother.
Oh, is that Flea?
Yeah, that's Flea.
Okay. Also, Flea's in Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. He's the creepy guy who has the giant truck.
Yeah.
Opposite that rivals Marty McFly's truck. And also in the future, he's his boss.
Yeah. Flea's fun. He does all kinds of wacky shit.
Yeah. He's a weird looking guy. You would have noticed that just by looking at him. He's got some messed up teeth.
He plays villains really well. He's got an intense stare.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good actor, too. So, yay, Flea. Gonna miss him.
Well, what is the planet that Leia's from? Alderaan.
Yeah, Alderaan.
It was nice seeing a civilized Alderaan.
Don't we see it briefly at one point in time?
In the prequel trilogy, we see only a, balcony. In the original trilogy, we see a planet getting destroyed.
Yeah.
which is the first planet that Vader decides to just destroy with the Death Star. He's like, no, it's fully operational.
Bummer.
Well, he knew that the rebels had a stronghold there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his way of saying, I'm done with you.
Which one's the Wookiee planet?
Kashyyyk.
No, I was wrong. The Ewok planet.
Endor. It's the moon of Endor, to be very correct.
It was me seeing Kid Leia running around in Alderaan, her forest there, reminded me of Endor, where she's zooping around on her motorbike thing.
It's a speed bike.
Whatever. They're all the same. Space thing.
What a dumb concept to have in a forest.
Space.
Going as fast as you can, not able to make the right enough turns or correct turns. You can't turn on a dime. You can't cut through trees.
That's part of the thrill of the chase.
Well, yeah, a lot of those guys die.
One wrong move and you're a fucking smudge on a tree trunk. They're in the redwoods too. Ugh.
Yeah, those are some big trees.
They're not gonna bend for you.
No, they won't. Anything from episode 1?
Anything else to add? No, not that I can really think of. It was a nice when Obi-Wan leaves. That was that moment of like, fuck yeah, as he like goes to get on the ship to do his mission.
I like when he's trying to make a decision. He's holding the card, the pass, and then the lady goes, "Are you gonna get on?"
Mm-hmm.
And then so he gives her the pass, and then you see his hip, and he has his lightsaber with him.
Hell yeah.
He also, I don't know, as a former Padawan turned dark side, being an Inquisitor, or just having some general knowledge of Jedis, when he's in his disguise, which is just his outfit.
Yeah, it's a thing he always wears.
The only thing he's missing is his belt.
Yeah, the thing is, like, when he's Obi-Wan, he has just the shirt and he's got a belt. When he's Ben, it's no belt, but now he's got a hoodie. Like a cape that he throws over his head.
Yeah, Ben also wears blue.
I guess.
Another earth tone. They wear earth tones.
Yeah,
They wear cloaks.
Yeah, it's a really simple color theory. The bad guys are monochromatic, and the good guys are colors of the world.
They're not just monochromatic. They have red.
Well, that's another aspect of color theory. Red and green can signify good or bad depending on what it is you're actually watching. For example, in Star Wars, red is bad, green is good. But in Wizard of Oz, red is good and green is bad. Context is given depending on who you give that context to.
Yes.
So, yay!
But I'm just saying, his outfit, he straight up just looks like a Jedi.
Yeah.
I would have been like, hey, that's the Jedi.
It's like that. There he is.
He's not even hiding it, man.
Obi-Wan. He does not look anything like any of the other civilians.
Just imagine Obi-Wan 10 years older, and it looks just like that.
Like imagine, he's a monk wearing his monk robes, and he's like, I'm going into hiding, and everyone's wearing like their space leather and pointy outfits and cool jewelry, and then they look over and they're still monk in monk robes. It's like, I wonder which one's the odd one out.
And you could consider them monks.
Yeah, well that's a point, but. Yeah, you could have done better, Ben.
Yeah, disguising yourself.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Episode 2.
Way better. I had a lot more fun with 2.
Really?
Here's the thing. I liked 1, but I'm glad they gave us the first 2. Because I don't think I would have been wholly hooked at the end of 1, but at the end of 2 I am.
Yeah, well, that big drop at the end of 2 is what it's really all about.
No, I like 2, it sets up Obi and Leia, and they have a fun dynamic together.
I wonder what other weird characters they're gonna run into.
Yeah, I don't actually think this will happen. I think it's a long shot at best, but I would love to see Rex.
Rex is his what, commander? No, he's the general.
Mm-hmm.
Rex was the clone that he trusted the most. Rex is identified with having blue on his clone armor, and he usually dual wields pistols.
Rex is cool. I think it'd be cool to see Rex.
Was that not Rex that he saw on that planet?
The homeless guy that he saw?
Daiyu?
Daiyu? Was that the name of the planet?
Daiyu?
No, the homeless guy who's like, some coins for a hot meal for me.
And if you read, we watch with subtitles. If you read the subtitle, when he's talking, it says, veteran clone trooper.
Yeah, it could be Rex, but they're clones, so they all look the same.
Yeah, also, how come some of them have hair and some of them don't?
I guess you can still shave if you want. Just because you have the same genetic makeup doesn't mean you have to follow the same fashion choices.
Okay. I was just thinking that maybe he goes bald and that's why they're bald ones.
I hope that's not Rex, because I think Rex is too cool.
For all we know, Rex could be dead or he does show up somewhere later. I think watching Rebels might help me a little bit with the Inquisitors. But I don't really want to watch that.
Yeah.
That's a Disney XD show and I'm almost 30.
Oof, yeah.
And I don't really have an excuse to watch it other than just being a nerd.
Yeah, just to know more about the Inquisitors, which you could also get just by sitting down and reading through all of the wiki pages.
I don't know, that Inquisitors wiki page was huge.
Yep, yep.
They're like, yeah, the different times they hunt down different Jedis. Or others, like Darth Maul, which I just found out.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd be hunting him, too. They seem to hunt really bad people to hunt.
There's a Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
So, there's that dumb moment where, and I'm saying dumb because I can't really come up with a better word, but for Leia to ask Obi-Wan, if you're a Jedi, make me float. And he's like, what? She's like, make me float. Well, yeah. And she keeps asking him really annoying questions like that.
Well, she's supposed to, he said you're stern. I am not.
Stubborn.
Stubborn, yeah. So yeah, she is a bit of a brat. She is when she grows up, too. So I get it. And, like, if I knew a Jedi, like, if Jedis were real and I met one, I would 100% ask, can I fly? Can you make me fly?
Well, she's trying to get away from Obi-Wan on the rooftops. He's got himself pinned down by 2 bounty hunters shooting at him. Mm-hmm. One's that weird dino guy.
Yes.
That we've only ever seen in this show.
I mean, I love it when they, like, introduce
new aliens.
Random, completely new, what the fuck is this? Who cares, alien?
Like the sloth thing in the marketplace?
Yeah.
And she runs under it?
It's when things like in Book of Boba Fett, it's like, oh, and it's just more humans. More humanoid looking people. Wow, more humans.
No, they're cyborgs.
Why can't there be, like, an alien cyborg? Give me a Jar Jar cyborg.
He rides a Rancor at the end. Be happy.
I wasn't. I wanted the Rancor to go on a rampage, not be your fucking spirit animal.
Leia makes the jump, doesn't make it, catches a wire. Obi's off the side of the building with his arm out saying, hold on. Mm-hmm. She falls because the wire breaks. He closes his eyes. He's straining like he's constipated.
Yep.
And then he uses the Force. Which is, I'm assuming, the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
And catches her and lightly lets her down.
Very cool moment. Also great cinematography.
Before that happens, the 2 that are pinning him down, the bounty hunters, he kills the dino guy. Mm-hmm. Shoots him right in the chest. The cyborg dude is still shooting at him. But then the shooting seems to stop as he gets Leia and lets her down.
Yeah.
And we see all the people in the background watching in the alley and they even comment. There's like someone who remarks, she made it down safely. And then around the corner, because she's like just kind of laying there like, what happened? Mm-hmm. You see Obi-Wan just run around the corner. What happened to the bounty hunter?
Yeah, how did
he just force jump down?
Yeah, he was on the roof. And I guess we saw Reva doing a bunch of cool force jumps to get over. Yeah,
but she's, what, 18?
I guess.
Should be 18 or 20.
Also, if he struggles to just have her float down gently, suddenly he's going to be force jump in places? I don't think so. So, I was a little bit...
So, I was trying to figure this one out, right? And I'm like, that annoys me. I hate when you make jump cuts like that and you don't explain what happened. Mm-hmm. Again, I understand 6 episodes, we're rushing, right? Because we're obviously rushing to the big final lineup.
Yes.
Which is the ultimate rematch of the universe.
Sure.
Or the galaxy.
I guess.
Ever.
Far, far away.
Ever. It's greater than Goku going against Broly.
I don't know if that's true.
It's a better fight.
I noticed it, but I was willing to forgive it. Because it looked cool?
So I'm looking for the answer for this, and it's driving me nuts. I'm one of those people where it's like, okay, I've already seen this. Do we fix this mistake? We have that actor. We don't know who he's playing. He's pretending to be a Jedi.
Oh, what's his name? He was in
Kumail.
Yeah, Kumail. He was also in Eternals. He's been doing a lot of stuff lately.
Yes.
Good for him. He's a good actor.
There were some things that I don't get. So who does he play? Haja Estri.
Yeah.
Right? Haja, well, Obi learns about him because there's this little like kid just kind of running around trying to get people.
Haja is scamming people, saying he's a Jedi.
But he's not. He's using electronics and magnets.
Mm-hmm.
Magnets, how do they work? And Obi's just watching in the shadows, and this mom and son give him all their credits, and he sends them away.
Yep.
Right? Then Obi-Wan shows up, and he's a little aggressive. He pulls his pistol on him. Never once in both these episodes does he use that lightsaber, nor does he ever turn it on.
Well, if he does, it's gonna automatically bring a bunch of attention. He's already wanted with a giant bounty.
What?
Can you imagine just here I am with my giant green lightsaber?
It's blue.
Giant blue lightsaber.
Could you imagine how much people would be freaking out and you just seeing blue lightsaber just chopping up people?
But it was also really cool seeing Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi pull a gun on a baddie. It's like, nope, that's Leia. That's mine. Pew. And I was like, what the fuck? We're shooting people now?
If you look at the thumbnail of the episode, it's him coming in, holding the gun point blank at the guy, which I thought was kind of cute because how uncivilized.
How uncivilized. I thought we set our phasers to stun around here. That man's dead, Obi.
I think Obi killed a few people in there.
No, I think he's been killing people. Well, I guess he's killed people before. He killed Grievous. It didn't really bother him much then.
Grievous is something to kill.
Well, yeah. Cool fight. Obi versus Grievous. Oh my god. Super fun. I love the fight. It's great.
You need to make a peace sign with your left hand at a certain angle, and then hold your right arm with your lightsaber out like you're poised to stab.
Yeah, you're
That's
aiming.
how you begin your fight.
Like how you do with like a slingshot. You know? You gotta make sure you hit the right spot at the right time.
No,
Yeah.
You're leaving your arm exposed.
From what?
From the 4 lightsabers coming at you
As
simultaneously.
if his arms don't go flying around all over the place all the time anyway. When they jump, they do like a whole bird arm stretch backflips. Grievous isn't gonna get him.
So Haja is kind of intimidated by Obi-Wan, but tells Obi-Wan where to go. And he goes into this, I'm guessing they're making drugs, right? And
Yeah.
he goes into the back where he fights 2 other bounty hunters. One of them I noticed he knocked out. The other one, he grabs them and twists them around and then has his hand underneath their jaw. And he says, now tell me where the girl is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why do you need to pull out the lightsaber when, he's just manhandling you?
Well, the next scene, those bounty hunters aren't there, and he's still walking around.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wonder if he...
Does that turn you to the dark side? Killing people? Is that a dark side thing? Or is it just if you choke someone in a sleeper hold, you're fine. But if you use your hand and use the force from a distance, now you're a bad.
I think it's your intentions.
I guess that's the problem. Well, it's gray. It's all gray. That's what I wanted. I can't go on a giant episode 9 rant about how I wanted gray. Well, whatever.
Gray Skywalker?
Yes, Gray Palpatine. I don't know why she took Skywalker's name. She's not one of them.
Where was I? No, so Najaj hears, because they send out the bounty.
Yes.
So all the bounty hunters can go start hunting him. You got the Inquisitors trying to gain control of the ports.
Yeah. And Reva's the one who set the bounty off.
Yes.
Because she wants him first.
Then the Inquisitors find out about the bounty. It's the 4th sister. she shows it to the Grand Inquisitor.
How many sisters are there? 7?
I couldn't get an answer.
4? Oh, do you get like renumbered? Like if number.
I was wondering that too. I was like, if one dies, do you go up a rank?
Yeah, like if number 3 dies, does number 4 become number 3, or do you just reassign number 3 to a different person?
Like 007.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess we'll never know.
Because at one point I was reading about a 10th sister.
Is there 14 of them?
Why would you assume that?
I don't know. I thought 7 was an important number at one point in time.
And 3 is supposed to be the perfect number, but that's all nonsense.
How is 3 the perfect number? I like 4. 4 is my favorite number.
Okay.
It's one of those things where like you arbitrarily pick as like a 4-year-old and then you never change your mind after that.
3's the number that shows up most naturally in nature.
I don't like 3. Never liked 3 much.
Also, religions use 3 a lot.
Yeah, they do. No, I don't like. Sorry, 3 was red in my mind. I don't like red.
Do you have synesthesia?
What is that?
You just start assigning personalities and feelings to numbers and letters and
There's a.
inanimate objects.
Are you telling me
There's a disease for this?
that
Yes.
wasn't everyone doing that?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so. Because I did that for literally everything. I would personify everything, and I would like numbers had colors associated with them. In my mind.
So 3's the color red.
3 is red. 4 is like a really nice blue, like a dark blue. 2 was purple. 1 was yellow. 0 is black. And once you get to 10, that's also black. And then everything past 10 is black, except for 47, which is half blue, half orange. For some reason.
Why did they lose all their life halfway through that?
Because there's too many numbers and not enough colors.
Wow. 3 is red.
Does everyone not do this? You learn something new about me every day.
God, this is just supposed to be about Star Wars, not your mental illness.
Apparently. Well, you know, shit happens.
So, back to Hajjah.
Yeah.
God, this is going too long. The bounty goes out. The kid comes to him. He shows him, look how many credits we just gave up.
Mm-hmm.
Hajjah goes, damn it, or something like that. Like, what a shame. And then the kid's like, let's go get him. He's like, okay. And pulls out his blaster.
Yeah. When Obi is on the roof doing his shootout thing, we see him briefly. He arrives.
Yes, he's looking at where he's at.
Yeah.
Obi goes down with Leia, right?
Mm-hmm.
They run to the port where you see the Inquisitors taking over with the stormtroopers, right? He doesn't know what to do, and then Hajjah shows up again. I don't understand why he's like, I'll help you, and then when the kid's like, look how many credits he's worth, and then
yeah,
he's like, yeah, let's go get him. And then when he meets him for the third time, or like he comes to get him again,
he decides suddenly
he's like, look, here, take this. People are gonna help you.
Maybe because he was like, oh, dip, a real Jedi. I actually respect you immensely.
Well, he does say something along the lines of that, but I was like, why is the character flip-flopping?
I think, yeah. I think, how long is each episode? Like 40 minutes?
About 40.
I think a full hour would have really benefited both episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a shame. Disney could have definitely afforded it.
Now, back to the rooftop bounty hunter that was left alive. It looks like a droid with bug eyes.
Yeah, big old green bug eyes.
It comes out of the corner in the alleyway where Obi-Wan and Leia are watching the port, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hajjah just shows up and kills him.
Yes. So that's how that all worked out.
So that's how they worked that out.
Right.
And I was just like, this is so convoluted. Why couldn't we just finish the shootout and then he saves Leia?
Yeah, why couldn't Hajjah just shoot the bug guy on the roof
Yeah.
while Obi was struggling to use the Force?
And then they could have met up in the alley.
Yeah.
And then it had that moment where it's like, hey, we can't use the port. We're going to have to use the cargo freight.
And it's one of those things where it's like just one more like run through of the script and somebody could have caught that. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's a first draft, but I feel like you could have fine-tuned it more.
Another one is the Grand Inquisitor tells Reva to stand aside, and he's like, I can do this. And he puts up his right arm like he's going to use the Force to push these cargo boxes out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And just before he's about to do it, Reva turns on her saber and stabs him.
Yeah.
We see a wide shot of it in his left hand. We never saw that arm ever move, but in his left hand, he's holding his lightsaber. It's not turned on.
I wonder if there were reshoots.
I bet there are a lot of reshoots.
Oh, wow. Did this go through, like, developmental hell or something?
Well, I started the whole story with this.
I guess it started really early.
Yeah, this was supposed to be done by George.
Mm-hmm. Who's doing it now?
It's Deborah Chow.
She's
Deborah
good.
Chow or Chow?
Chow?
Chow.
She's really good.
She's directed episodes of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. Like, I like her work. I don't know. Maybe it was some sort of budget thing, or an editing problem, or just time restraints.
Oh, one thing we didn't bring up about Order 66. The younglings.
Yeah, we see the very first thing we see.
In episode 1, we see human younglings with their Jedi Master, who was played by, oh man, I'm not going to remember that name. Oh, Ming Kui?
Who are they?
They're a stunt performer for Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett.
Aww!
So when she's doing those crazy turns, and I don't know if you noticed when she deflects back, she has like her own fighting style.
She gets to be a real character?
Because she's an actual Jedi Master in
Hooray!
there. But she saves the kids. The kids look at her dead body, and the first one to talk is a black girl.
Yes.
So I suspect that's Reva.
Yeah, big theories all around. That's Reva. It is very hard to tell gender on children, especially when they're wearing like giant potato sack tunics and huge, stupid bicycle-esque helmets that obscure a lot of their faces.
But yeah, they run off and then the story begins. I think Order 66 in that scene has everything to do with Reva and her anger. We'll find out.
I'm just sure, like, it seems like an easy theory to make that that's Reva.
I also can't say the Grand Inquisitor is dead because he's in Rebels, which takes place 4 years after.
I guess they could clone him.
Well, I was reading...
Because that was such a good plot point to use last time.
I was reading some stuff that he's hunting this Jedi and his Padawan, and that's the point of Rebels. The main character's the Padawan.
Okay. And
finally, they do kill the Grand Inquisitor.
Okay.
But the Jedi Master captures his spirit and turns him Sentinel.
What?
Yeah, I didn't understand it. I'm just saying what I read, and I was like, I don't get this.
Can we bounce over to another concept while we're talking about spirits?
Spirits!
I really hope we get Qui-Gon.
Okay. When he wakes up from that dream, and he goes, Master, are you there? I was flipping out. I was like, because this was supposed to happen in episode 3. Qui-Gon Jinn was supposed to show up as a Force ghost. Liam Neeson was scheduled to show up to work that day. Sadly, he got into a motorcycle accident and couldn't do it, so George cut the scene. That's why there's a scene where, well, they really emphasized more on that sequence where Yoda goes, there's a way to contact your past master. Right? And he goes, I will teach you.
But then we never see it because, yeah.
Because, well, the accident and...
Can't reschedule and stuff like that.
The next episode's episode 7. We never really tell stories between 3 and 4.
How do you become a Force ghost?
I think you're becoming so powerful that the midichlorians would
like you can
form you.
Even post-death, you can still use the Force?
Yeah, I mean, people can see you and you can talk and they sit on things.
Yeah, they touch you. Yoda definitely jumped up and attacked Luke, you know?
Did he?
Didn't he? Didn't that happen in episode 7? Yeah, I think so. When he, like...
he hit him with his
Yeah,
his little
he
stick.
told Rey to fuck off, and Yoda's like, you stupid motherfucker. And Qui-Gon could definitely... Like, he's strong enough. He could do it.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder if it's not. I wonder if it's on the receiving end. Obi-Wan doesn't think he's worthy of it anymore. He's not. He can't get Qui-Gon coming back and talking to him. He's a bad Jedi. He trained the biggest, baddest person in the galaxy. Can't have your master talking to you. No one wants to talk to you. I wonder if that's what his mindset is.
he's all alone.
Yeah. I bet we'll see Qui-Gon. Before the last episode, we're gonna see Qui-Gon. Guaranteed.
Oh, it's gonna be something like he needs to talk to Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon's gonna offer him some brilliant advice about dealing with Anakin.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what the story is gonna be from here. Like, are we gonna just dump Leia back at home and something else is gonna happen, or what?
Well, the Inquisitors won't stop coming after him. They know he exists.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You got Reva, who will probably tell Anakin.
You can't go back to
Tatooine.
because then you're gonna bring them straight to Luke if you do that.
And the fun part of that is, who knows Tatooine better than anyone than Anakin at that point?
It's Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan as well. Eventually Luke would.
Mm-hmm.
But Luke's just a kid.
Yeah.
I think Tatooine becomes a battleground.
It might, somewhere out in the middle of the desert.
But I did read rumors. Now, these are rumors. I read these months ago. I reported them on a different podcast called Coffee Break. Not trying to plug it. You'll probably hear from it. That the final fight will be between the Inquisitors and Anakin together on this, forest planet.
Mm.
I don't think it's Alderaan, though. And it's Obi-Wan versus them.
I don't think it's going to be on a forest planet. I think we're going to...
That's what the rumor was.
I'm just saying now I think we're going to stick to desert landscapes from here on out. I think we'll go back to Tatooine.
Maybe. He might go back just to tell, Uncle Owen, watch out for these things.
Maybe. I have no idea. It's interesting. I'm very intrigued. I'm hooked. I really like the dynamic of Obi-Wan and Leia. They're adorable.
It is weird to see them together, but I was telling you, it makes sense for episode 4.
Mm-hmm. Because then it makes sense why her message is, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You're my only hope.
Yeah.
It's because he came to help her a long time ago.
Yeah, it's cute. It is cute.
Also, Leia's dad, Bail Organa, he tells Obi-Wan, the past is in the past. Put it behind you, or do what you need to put it behind you. Do this for me, one last fight.
Mm-hmm.
So this is supposed to be the last fight.
Yeah.
Before his time with Luke comes.
Yes. We gotta go out with a bang. Do you think there'll be more than one season? Or is this a one-season type of deal?
I think it's supposed to be a one-season type of deal.
That's what I thought, too.
I don't think you bring back Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen and go yeah, you guys have to do this for another 6 years.
Yeah.
It's we just did that.
No, I'm excited. I'm really jazzed to see the rest of this.
I am too. I love the Inquisitors. I love their lightsabers.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed Reva's lightsaber is half a circle, unlike theirs, which is dual-wielding disc kind of lightsaber.
Yeah.
Which you see briefly with the Grand Inquisitor and Flea, where he's torturing him, and he's like, you tell me where she is, I know you know where she is. And
I think he kills him there.
You hear a scream, and it's already cut to the neck. It's a, J-cut?
J-cut, I believe.
Yeah.
L-cut, one of them.
No, J-cut should move into the next one.
Okay. I always get them mixed up.
An L-cut is when the sound from your next shot comes in first.
No, yeah, Reva's more just looks like an intricate handle for design purposes.
It looks like you could just punch somebody with it.
Yeah.
The actress who plays Reva, Moses Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading something today, which kind of made me sad. It was on Twitter.
I saw this too, yeah.
And then, I was reading, Disney and other fans are standing up.
Disney standing up, all of her, co-stars and stuff are standing up.
Yeah.
People from Star Trek are standing up.
I can't believe that this is a fucking thing.
People are disgusting pieces of shit.
They really are. Judging an actress for being black?
Yeah. Just...
That's it?
Get out of here, racists. No one wants to deal with you.
I judge her for her character's motions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your character's kind of vicious.
This is the same kind of people who, like, we're getting a Buzz Lightyear movie? Cool. And then they show a single shot where there is a black woman next to him.
His,
and
like, partner.
The woke. Ooh, so woke. Fuck you, woke. It's like, racial diversity and a gender other than man is being too woke for you. So triggering.
One of the funniest jokes back in the day, this is a long time ago, was the joke of how Star Wars always has one black person.
Yep.
So, in your original trilogy, you have B.D. Williams playing... Oh no.
What is
Lando.
his... Yeah, Lando Calrissian. Yep.
Lando Calrissian. Then you have Samuel L. Jackson playing Mace Windu.
Yep.
And then you have Finn. Yeah, his name's just Finn.
Yep. Yeah.
John Boyega. More races came in to play different roles. People of different ethnicities play different roles. I probably shouldn't have said it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Later in
Mandalorian, we got 2 whole black people.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And it was always a joke. It's like, haha, it's just black people can watch it, but they only get one character. And it's a bad joke.
It is.
But it was always like, why would you make a casting choice like this?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's where the sad concept of tokens come from.
Yes.
So, but we're past that now. So don't be racist. Racists?
Star Trek Discovery has been going on for, 4 or 5 years, and their captain is a black woman.
Star Trek's always been a bit more... Like, they've had
progressive.
Yeah. Like, everyone on Picard's ship... There's 3 white people, and then everyone else is something else. Which is cool.
Well, most of them were portrayed by black people.
Mm-hmm.
At least I can only think of 2.
What's his name?
The kid with the Cyclops laser thing.
He was blind. That's how he... That's how he could see.
Okay. I thought it was weird when he shot a laser beam out of the ship and cut it in half. And I was like, that's not good. You might want to get that checked. And then the guy who plays Worf.
Yeah. Super cool. And then, I don't remember her name. The empath they had. She was Greek, I believe? Or Italian?
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't remember. She was also really cool. I liked her a lot.
But yeah, Star Wars is to be fun. It's a sci-fi adventure.
Mm-hmm.
To bring the stupidities of racism into it.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb.
I saw a great tweet. It was a response from Reva's actress. And it was, in the world of Star Wars, there are thousands upon thousands, potentially millions of different types of aliens and people and races and species. Don't let racist be one of them.
That's a great point. You're dealing with other races. They're aliens.
Yeah.
Every planet has a different alien.
Literally, there was a dude with a dinosaur head.
I learned that the Grand Inquisitor is from Utapau.
What is Utapau?
It's one of the planets we visit in the... No, I'm thinking Geonosis.
I hate when we go into the, and here's this planet aspect of sci-fi.
But no, they look like him. They all look like him.
So, are we sure this is the same Grand Inquisitor?
Yes. Yes. The dead giveaway is his gray skin. He has red, wrinkles on his forehead.
Okay. Alright.
He has those dead eyes.
Yes. If you're a villain, you gotta be ugly. That's why I think Reva might be a good guy. She's not ugly.
And all the others of his kind have those, muffs over their ears.
Mm-hmm.
I think so they can understand the language.
Maybe.
There's probably some great reason why this is.
Good old sci-fi explanation.
So, at the end of episode 2, we're going to conclude with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because episode 3 is... Do you know when episode 3 is coming out?
Wednesday, right?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow? Wow. Dang. Already?
Yeah, which means we might need to record another one of these sooner.
Oof. Lots of podcasts. Strap your assholes in, everybody.
This one shouldn't affect coffee break. But at the end, Obi-Wan is against the window. They got away. And he says, Anakin. And then you see in the back of tank, the eyes open. And they're yellow. They're piercing yellow.
Yep.
And I noticed as we're moving away from him, right? We see his throat.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
And it's got this, like, square hole in it.
Ew.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Hayden Christensen is a downright handsome fella, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy they make him one of the most horrifying people to be Vader.
I've noticed in just the posters, because there's two badass posters. One where it's the image of Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor, and the two sons of Tatooine over him.
Yeah.
One of the ones is on his eye, and in his eye there you can see the silhouette of Vader.
Hell yeah.
The other poster is to the right side, closer to us, is Obi-Wan, and he's kind of looking off in the distance. And behind him, in that distance, is a cliff.
Okay.
It looks like Tatooine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, you can clearly see Vader standing there.
Is James Earl Jones gonna still do the voice for Vader?
I don't think so.
Interesting. This is gonna be the first time his in-suit voice won't be... Because even James Earl Jones went back to do the famous "No" from episode 3.
Was that him?
Well, I'm pretty sure.
I thought that was Hayden.
I thought it was...
I thought that was like something he was so excited about, was being able to voice Vader.
I guess we'll find out. Who voiced him in... Did he say anything in Rogue One? Did he even get any lines of dialogue?
I don't think so.
Okay. I was gonna be like, which one was it then?
That's a totally different actor. He was much younger, if you can't tell with the way he's fighting.
Yeah.
God, I love that scene. This is the best way to end a horrible movie.
It's boring.
Just watch my guy just terrorize you.
Not even any good droids in that one.
Stop it.
I like droids. I was really sad her droid died.
There were some fun cameos in the show.
Yeah. We got C-3PO. Best
Anthony
droid.
Daniels coming back to play C-3PO. I didn't realize C-3PO was in there until my second watch, and I was like, that is him.
I forgot he was Leia's droid, because he was Luke's droid at first. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And so I forgot that they basically traded at one point in time.
What else? On the planet of Daiyu, Obi-Wan runs into a girl who's selling drugs. Yeah. And he's like, I want information. And she's like, I don't have information. And he's like, I'm looking for my daughter. And she's like, you'll never find them. I used to be somebody's daughter once.
Yeah.
And then hands him drugs.
Yes. Which
he uses in a really cool way.
Yes, he really does.
Very recreational of him.
But that's actually Ewan McGregor's actual daughter.
Yes.
In that scene.
Esther Rose McGregor.
Esther Rose, that's a pretty name.
And the clone trooper that we're talking about, the homeless veteran clone trooper, which here it says again.
Homeless veteran. It doesn't say Rex specifically.
Tamura Morrison, who plays the original Jango Fett. Played the clones.
Oh, really?
Played Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett.
They actually got...
That was him.
That's a really, really sweet touch.
After he just did all that work, too.
He voices every single clone ever.
Only live action. B.D. Williams is the animated one.
B.D. Williams?
D.
Bradley Baker?
D. Bradley... Whatever.
B.D. Williams sounds familiar. I think that's still an actor.
Okay, D. Bradley Baker is the voice of the animated clones. Live action ones are Morrison.
That's cool. That's really sweet. That's a lot. That's sweet. That's a nice touch.
Yeah, so what do you think of this one? Just the podcast in general.
Oh, this podcast?
Yeah.
Good. I think it was a fun podcast. We gotta just sit here and gush about this for a while.
Little tired today. That's on my part. I pulled almost a 24-hour yesterday.
That was That was your fault. You're the one who decided to wake up at 3 in the morning.
On a Monday.
Yeah.
Gotta party hard, man.
You go, yeah, at work. No, I think it's a good one. I don't know if they'll all be this long, because this had 2 episodes for us to talk about.
Yes.
So, but I think it's fun. I'm excited to get back into Garbage Eggs.
Yeah. The Garbage Egg is supposed to be this chaotic mess. It's supposed to be, narrow, but yet down to the bone.
We talk about, we're focused but unfocused at the same time.
Yeah. Just loving Star Wars, enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted this to be the return of Garbage Eggs. I don't think Garbage Eggs will stick around. It might.
We'll see. It might not be a constant, like as regularly scheduled as Coffee Break.
Yeah.
But if we get if we have a show we want to talk about, we can do some Garbage Eggs on it.
Well, Orville starts, no, I can't do that to myself.
We'll figure it out. Let us know what you think, not only about this podcast, but your impression of the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan.
Yes. Yeah, actually, tell us that.
Yeah. That
we're really excited for.
Let's have a conversation going.
You know, I've noticed every time you start something new like this, it's a little rocky.
You gotta get through the trenches, you know?
Like Winston Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
That's my favorite quote from him.
Thanks, Winston.
Well, that's been Garbage Eggs.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.